What's happening, sports fans? Things afoot. Day after the election, apparently my state has its head completely up its ass. I don't know. I don't know what happens, but we don't have a outcome yet. So we're not going to talk politics today. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk some knives. Guys are always like, Greg, why don't you talk knives? Here's what I forget. I forget that just because I do knives all day doesn't mean you guys know that I do knives all day. So when I get on, usually it's a break from my day, which is usually a friggin' crazy grind. And I want to talk about something else besides knives, usually. So I do knives all day, and when I get on to have this little intimate moment with just us, I don't always just dive right into knives. But today I am. So we have a couple things going on I want to tell you about. Many of you know we have our 2022 live holiday show coming up Friday, November 18th at 4:30 p.m. Arizona time. That's 7:30 for you knuckleheads on the East Coast and 4:30 for you West Coasties. We'll have 50 custom knives. What I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks is try it every day, shoot a preview of some of the knives that will be in the show. So today, we're going to start with a knife we haven't made in a long time. I don't know how there must have been parts around. They decided to make this knife. You know what? We're going to start with that knife. We're going to finish with that knife. We're going to start with the little guys and work their way up to the big guys. Here we go. Good times. So, first on the docket today is I think that is yeah. So this is a Praetorian Genesis. Okay, now I'm going to put my glasses on, and I'm going to walk you through some of the details of this knife. So the blade is in our kind of most recent tumble. It's in CPM 3V. It's got a really nice stone wash. It's a multi-day stone wash. The 1/8" scales are, of course, titanium. They've been hand sculpted. I don't know if you can see that's a little bit better. Let's see here. They've been hand sculpted. And then when that hand sculpting happens, you have to do a lot of extra softening around the edges and corners. Really, really nice. You know, the Genesis was the original size of the Praetorian, but I made the large size first. See, it's got an over travel limiter, 6-gun pivot hardware, all titanium. It's got fully milled titanium clip. You know, this is our most, when I feel this knife, I'm like, me personally, I'm kind of like, wow. It just feels so good. The action is so mechanically yummy. Even guys that hate me when they feel a knife like this go, oh man. It's in our kind of lighter dimensions, so it's 190 blade, 1/8 scales. So that's our Praetorian Genesis, and it's got a little bit of it's got a blend of some. Looks like it's got some laser anno. Yeah, it's got some. We're doing some sculpting and laser in combination now. It's pretty neat, and the color on this is done with laser. It's pretty neat. Starting to get some just effects I never, I couldn't get before. Now I've got these cool machines and these guys who, you turn a guy loose on a laser machine, and it's like a toy, but they want to make sure they're useful to the company, and they've got this time on their hands, and they just get creative and really dive in. Let's go next to a Sculpted Slim Midi. So this is our Marauder design. God damn, this one's nice. So this is our Marauder design. It's got some sculpting on the surface of it, mixed with some etching and anno. So that's not all just printed on there. That's hand sculpted in. Both sides. It's got a Magna Cut blade. Just a sexy knife. Great action. No lash anywhere. Lateral, longitudinal, sideways, axial. Just a lovely knife. So, Midi Marauder. Yes, these are going to be for sale in the upcoming show. Let's go to a full-size. Let's go to a Fat Daddy. Somebody said something about a Fat Daddy a minute ago. So we've got a ladder sculpted Fat Daddy. It's got sculpting on the back of the blade. It's got a Vulcan finish. Oh no, this isn't Vulcan. This is it tricked me because it had fingerprints on it. This actually has rose PVD. Sexy knife, blackout hardware. So blackout hardware all around. Sculpting on the back of the blade. Ladder on the handles. Ties it all together really nicely. Just a really lovely knife. Sexy. So, Fat Daddy. This is our thicker proportion, or our thickest proportion knife. So 1/4 inch blade, nominally 3/16 inch handle scales. Got a cool knife. Unique for somebody who wants a big old Fat Daddy. Yum. For you guys who like a knife that in your hand feels a little more like you can feel a lot of stuff going on it, that knife's going to be very gratifying. For those of you like a really smooth knife on the outside, I would kind of go away from that one. All right, we're going to go to a full-size traditional Marauder. So this is a Gen 1 Marauder in every way. So 1/4 inch blade, nominally. 3/16 scales. This one is actually in polish. Yeah, so this is a full polish tumble blade. So it's got some bling. Now, the nice thing about this finish, this is not a hand polish. So it's not trying to be an award-winning competition for polish. It is generally a great polish, which is good for corrosion resistance. It's good for cleaning. It's good for not holding particulates, debris, and stuff like that on it that could cause it to corrode. It's CPM 3V, so it's a finish that's really nice for a rustable steel. It helps things bead off a little bit better. That polish is really good at that. But it's not so when you get up on it with a microscope or in with a loop really close, it's not so polished that it's going to get all scratched and gnarly when you use it. So it's a good runner. That's why chrome was put on bumpers back in the early days of driving in automobiles. Cars bumped in and out of parking, and they bumped each other, and they kind of bumped around a little bit. And the chrome kept the steel from rusting. And obviously we didn't chrome this, but that polished, tight pour, microscopically kind of refined surface, it has a tendency to corrode less. It's got some nice properties. Now this has got a plain stained glass, hand sculpted tie scale on both sides. All titanium hardware and clip. This is really a very elegant and sexy working man's knife with a Tonto blade. So full-size Marauder. Everything about it's yummy. Just a lovely knife. Okay, we're just going to do 5 today. So that's 4. Let's move on to 5. It's funny. Everybody always bitches for knives. So when I do knives, I get 30 people watching. When I talk politics, I get 100 people watching. Okay, so we've got, this was originally a knife I did called the Viper. Hasn't been around in a long time. It's got a black PVD blade. It's got a stained glass hand sculpted set of handle scales or handles on it, slabs. And then these have been laser anodized so that they don't distort the precision handles. So just a sexy knife. We used to call it the Viper. Then we called it the Vipier. Then we called it the Whippier because some dumb company gave me a cease and desist on using the name Viper. They said it caused confusion with their $8 knife made in China that was about that big. But this used to be a model we made. At the time when we made it, it was called the Viper. And I believe this is some new old stock that were in parts drawers that we put together into a knife. Thought it would be a nice, unique offering for the show. For everybody who's wanted a brand new one of these from a knife that hasn't been made in several years now, there it is. Pretty sexy knife. I kind of left the money shot for last, like any good knife porn. We've got tomorrow. I'll do another rip on some knives that are going to be in the show. These will all be up the week before. Let me tell you the URL for that. They'll be up. You'll be able to see previews of all the knives at www.medfordknife.com/VHS 2022. We're doing all kinds of things. It's a great last chance if you want to sneak a really cool item under the Christmas tree. Somebody bagged me for saying Christmas and Hanukkah the other day. And all I want to say is I feel like I grew up in this Judeo-Christian society, and I grew up in a particularly Jewish neighborhood, and I've always been inclusive and thought about Jews as kind of part of the American fabric, and probably because they were very ethnic feeling, and I was raised in a very Greek ethnic environment, and it felt very familiar to me. So when I say Christmas and Hanukkah, it's not my attempt to be Mr. Sensitivity, or I would just say Happy Holidays or our holiday. It's the holidays. I say Merry Christmas. I'm happy to say it. I don't say Kwanzaa. I don't say Happy Ramadan. I don't say Festivus or whatever fucking Santeria or whatever people are up to. I don't care about all that stuff. Just being kind of inclusive to the Judeo-Christian history that built America. You know, I've walked these graveyards of our veterans in Europe and here in the United States, and I see crosses and stars. And minus all the bullshit, it has a tendency to come down to that a lot of times. And we can't list all creatures great and small when we say, welcome to the animal kingdom. So I think about America and our roots and our Constitution, and really the moral character that this country's exemplified for a quarter millennia. And it's a Judeo-Christian culture. It's a Judeo-Christian society. Even those of us who don't go to church and, don't thump the Bible on other people's foreheads when we talk to them. And I don't know why I was saying Christmas and Hanukkah. I like Hanukkah, though, because you get a gift for 8 days, right? Maybe somebody wants 8 knives. They want to fill up a whole drawer in our Gerstner box. We'll have a new run of Gerstner boxes coming out this year, hopefully. Don't forget, Friday, November 18th at 4:30 p.m. For you East Coasters, at 7:30. For you Westies, that's 4:30. For everybody in the middle, just go Google Arizona time. Put it in your calendar, actually. Put it on your calendar at 4 o'clock to get some whiskey and a tumbler and some rocks. Tell your wife or your girlfriend, or your wife and your girlfriend, tell them to put something cute on. Have them kind of shuffle around the house. Hey, listen, sweetie, great time to vacuum. Put on something hot. I'm going to sit back in the captain's chair, drink a little scotch. Now listen, do the dishes, hose out the garage, sweep the front stoop, clean out the gutter, do the guy stuff, have her put on something fucking cute, vacuum up in the living room in a little tiny outfit, something really tiny, tinier the better. Have her do that while you're watching a show about knives. Buy a knife, tell her you've already, go buy her something, get yourself a knife, and we're going to have a fun show. You're going to see a lot of cool knives, be some guests there. I'll be giving away some knives to viewers, so it just should be as it was the last couple of years. Great fun. I hope you guys join us. That's Friday, November 18th at 4:30 Arizona time. Be there. Have them in a skimpy outfit. Who knows what will happen after the show ends? You've done the gutters, the driveways clean, swept out that front thing. You did those 2 things she told you about, that jinky doorknob, that loose thing. Get that all taken care of. She's like, and she, listen, sweetheart, I want you to put on something small and vacuum in front of me. Now that's code talk for, this is warm up for later. Now, she doesn't know that. She's too lib. You got to get her to play along. A good woman, when you say, hey, why don't you go put on a really cute outfit and vacuum in front of me? I'm going to watch a guy thing for like an hour. And then afterwards, you know, I did all this stuff that you've been wanting me to do all week, all month, for the last 6 months. So, you know, I've been a good boy. You look really cute. Things are going to happen. Things are going to go down. I should have done more of that. I'd have stayed married. I think you should do that. And then if she's a good girl, she's going to be like, oh, okay, all right. He did that stuff. He's been a good boy. Okay. All right, I'll go put on a cute outfit and vacuum for 15 minutes. Say, listen, sweetheart, the show ends at 6 o'clock. Well, I don't know when it's going to end. I'll tell you when the show starts. Say, it's going to end at 6 o'clock. So maybe about 5:30, go get changed. 5:45, start vacuuming. You'll have had a couple of scotches by then. Some of my older clients, you guys will have popped the Viagra earlier in the day because I'm letting you schedule this. Some of the rest of you, you've had your tee shot on Monday. You'll be like in the zone by Friday. Shit can go down. Basically, what I'm saying is this show is marriage therapy. It's the reset for the week. You know, you kind of, maybe you farted in bed and she's annoyed and then she left the thing cap off the toothpaste and you always leave water in front of the tub and you kind of grind on each other and then you have that moment where you kind of reset everything. And then afterwards you go eat or go out to eat or something. So that's what I recommend you do. Friday night, spend a little time with Greg. Make sure to earn this time, you do some honeydews, square some shit away, get some man points. Get her in a little French maid outfit. If you don't have that, go to hotlingerie.com or whatever there is and order her in her size, a little French maid outfit. Now, if you want to be really smart about this, get a couple sizes in case you got the wrong one. You can always return it. Get the French maid outfit or whatever. Have her say, hey, listen, sweetheart, around 5:30, I'd like you to put that on. I want you to saunter out here. I'm going to have a couple of scotches. Couple of beers, a couple of grape knee-high soda pops, whatever. There's going to be some things I'll have left on the floor that may need picking up. Bend over and pick them up. A little vacuuming. I'm going to watch the show, and then when it ends, it's going to end with a bang. Have some fun, for God's sake. I hope everybody gets your freak on out there. If the kids are home, plan ahead. Look, someone just said hard to do with the kids. Listen, plan ahead. Yes, can we get a babysitter? Yeah, see, I'm giving you a heads up. Plan ahead. Tell your mom and dad, say, Mom and Dad, I need you to take the kids for one day. They got the Medford holiday show, doing a little French maid outfit. Nothing else you need to know, maybe another grandkid. Please take the kids. This is the kind of stuff we have to be encouraged to do. You know, they have date night. You go see a therapist and, oh, you need to have date night. This is better than a date night. You do some honeydews, get her happy. She does some vacuum, makes you happy. You buy a knife, makes you happy. She wears a French maid outfit, makes you happy. The both of you get your freak on, everybody's happy. The fuck is wrong with me, you guys? What the fuck is wrong with me? I was just gonna do a simple knife video. It degenerates into this. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm out.